Let me ask you something, and I want you to really think about it for a second. What if you just went for it? Not perfectly, not without a hint of fear, but honestly. What if you stopped waiting for that so-called right time, the perfect mood, or the ideal version of yourself? Imagine doing it, even with a bit of self-doubt hanging around. Because, let's be real, doubt hasn't stopped you from wanting this. It's just held you back from taking that first step. I know the usual questions pop up. What if I fail? What if I embarrass myself? What if I'm just not good enough? You've probably asked yourself those a million times, and they can feel pretty solid, like facts, but they're just thoughts, and thoughts don't dictate your future. Every time you give in to them, you stay stuck. So let's flip the script a bit. What if you do it, and it actually works out? What if you grow? What if it changes you in ways you haven't even imagined yet? Growth isn't always loud. Sometimes, it's just about trying again, failing better, or deciding not to quit this time. You don't need to feel confident to start. What you need is to move. Confidence comes later, built from the actions you take, not before. Right now, you're standing at the edge of something. You can feel it, can't you? Maybe it's a dream you've kept to yourself, or a habit you keep saying you'll start tomorrow. Or perhaps it's a decision you've been dodging because it feels too heavy. You keep telling yourself, someday. But let's be honest, someday is always slipping away. So, what if you took that step today? Not because you're ready, but because you're tired of the same old routine. I get it, you're scared. That's not a weakness. It's just awareness. Fear shows up when something matters. If it didn't matter, you wouldn't think about it so much or feel that pull, the restlessness inside you that says, you're meant for more than just standing still. You might imagine everything that could go wrong, running through worst-case scenarios like a movie reel in your mind. You call it being realistic, but really how often has fear correctly predicted the future? And how many times has it just kept you comfy? Sure, staying where you are feels safe, but it can also become a familiar pain. And that pain, it can turn into a prison if you let it. You already know how this story ends if you don't take action. So let's ask another question. What if you try it, and maybe you don't get the outcome you hoped for, but you gain clarity instead? Clarity is powerful. It tells you what to fix, what to adjust, and what to try again. It gives you direction. You don't lose when you try. You lose when you don't even start. And here's the thing. Trying once doesn't seal your fate forever. You can change direction, you can learn, and you can restart as many times as you need. But remember, nothing gets built on hesitation alone. Think about who you'll be a year from now. Picture it in your mind. Are you still sitting on the sidelines, waiting for that perfect moment to jump in? Still stuck in that loop of what ifs? Or have you transformed into someone who gave it a shot? Maybe stumbled a bit, learned a lot, and kept on moving forward. That future you is just asking for one simple thing. Not perfection. Not a miracle, just one small step. Just one. You don't have to conquer the whole staircase in one go. What if you take that step, even if it's messy or awkward? That's how every meaningful journey begins, right? Every skill, every change, every transformation. You don't need anyone's permission or approval to start. You don't have to be fearless. You just have to decide that fear doesn't get to call the shots. So, let's ask ourselves, what feels heavier? The discomfort of trying something new, or the regret of never knowing what could have been? Regret sticks around a lot longer than fear does. So, what if you dive in? Not tomorrow, not someday, but right now, before your mind tries to hold you back, reminding you of past failures. That voice, it's not your enemy, but it's definitely not your leader. It's just scared. And guess what? You can acknowledge that fear without letting it control you. Comfort has taken enough from you. It's time to embrace growth. You've faced tough times before, things you thought you'd never get through. And look at you now. Still here, still breathing, still hoping for more. That desire inside you didn't just appear by chance. You don't need a finish line or guarantees. You just need to start. Because every life that's ever changed began quietly, without fanfare or big announcements, just a decision made in the stillness. Maybe today isn't the day everything changes, but it can be the day everything starts. Just one small action, one honest attempt, one moment where you choose growth over comfort. Fear will come. Let it come. Just don't let it make the decisions for you, because one day you'll look back at this moment and be thankful You didn't wait. So, what if you go for it this time? And don't stop.